Older and Dumber.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Older and Dumber, the podcast about two dumb friends just trying to make it on this planet we call Earth. Yeah.
We don't need them anymore.
We don't need them. Today's...
I got family stuff to do today. You guys should know this.
You know what's
weekend. This isn't fair to me. You didn't make arrangements ahead of time for me in mind.
Every year we do an episode on Black Friday. Every year.
Yeah.
Every year.
Yeah.
So it's funny though is that he didn't come today, but I have a thing I'm trying to do. So I gave him a task. And I was like, I need you to do this task. You're perfect for it.
Is it for D&D?
He's like, okay. Slightly. D&D and Older and Dumber, actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was like, do this. And he's like, okay. So we'll see if he does it. But anyway, today's episode is brought to you by Joey.
It turns out he didn't do it.
He said he was going to, so we'll see. Anyway, today's episode is brought to you by Joey. And today we are each going to bring 2 to 3
or
movie
more.
Scenes,
I was assuming there'd be 3 of us.
Correct, or more, because there's only 2 of us now. Scenes from movies that permanently live rent-free in our heads. Not necessarily like the greatest scenes ever
Doesn't
filmed.
have to move the world. It just had to move us.
Yeah, or be memorable, I hope. But
Hunter's very worried about
I'm
this
a little
because
worried.
He wants to be profound. He wants to make you think that he is a cinema snob.
Not cinema snob, just not like a cinema like garbo. I don't want people to be like, Hunter, your movie watching is basic.
Everybody's gonna get in the comments and be like, "Those are all Adam Sandler movies."
That's pretty good. they could end up all being that. Well, some might be classic cinema, some might be weird deep cuts, some might be childhood core memories, and one is certainly bound to be animated. But yeah. So we're gonna start this with so each of us are gonna sort of go back and forth. We'll answer a few prompts about the scene and then go to the next person, and then we'll just sort of see where it goes from there. But because Joey brought this topic, we're gonna start with this feller. Start with this feller right here. Oh, you know what? Challenge for this episode, by the way. And so far we've done.
May rack this clip up while Hunter's doing the challenge.
Challenge for this episode. Let's not swear once.
Okay.
So far we haven't. So far we've done good.
I feel like I probably have. We didn't even catch it.
I don't think we did yet. Well, for this, not for Patreon, for the Patreon, but for this. So far, I think we're good. But anyway, that's our prompt. Of course, one of our scenes is going to have a swear word in it. But anyway, Joey, you go first.
Yippee-ki-yay.
All right, you go first. First is what's the scene and movie?
Well, I might as well get it out of the way, seeing as we got called out by the script. I'm wearing my shirt.
Oh,
you got the touch.
Ooh.
You got the power. Ooh. 86 Transformers.
You know what's crazy? That's not even like a quote from the movie. That's just the song.
The song.
It's not even the quote, which the quote's really good. And you usually have it like down without even trying to look it up. I usually got it.
One must stand
and one must fall. Yes. And then there's the next one where Megatron's like,
you who are Prime, show mercy.
Yeah.
You who are without mercy begs for it now.
Yeah. So that's really good. So say that move again. What is it?
So it's the opening battle between Optimus and Megatron in the 1986 animated Transformers movie.
Yeah. I will say we have brought this movie and that scene up so many times on this podcast. It's insane. I wonder if we can get a counter for how many times we've actually said or talked about it.
We would have to do some
research, some digging. So that's the movie and scene. Yep. How old were you when you first saw it?
86. I probably saw it the year after it came out because I probably saw it on VHS and not in theaters.
Ooh.
Which would have been 87, which would have made me 6.
Were you too poor for the movies?
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't even own an Optimus Prime, but I quested for one, man.
Quested. How old were you, said?
I would have been 6.
6 years old.
Yeah.
Man, when did I see Transformers for the first time?
You've never seen that one.
I didn't say that movie. I said Transformers the property.
Oh.
It had to be Armada.
Well,
So
let's see.
whenever Armada came out was the first time I seen Transformers.
96. So yeah, you were probably the early 2000s before the Bay movies, because those were 2007. The first one.
Right. So I think
2005, 7.
So I probably saw Transformers for the first time, I bet 2002, 2001.
Yeah, that's about when Armada was out.
Yeah. Yep. So that was my first experience with Transformers. It was great. Mini-cons and like
That's the best Starscream.
It's great. I do love it. Yeah. It's right. Yeah, it's definitely we've talked about it before. It's one of my favorites. But what's the next question on here? So what specifically grabbed you about that scene in particular? It could be, you know.
Well,
anything.
we did the quotes.
Yeah, we did the quotes are pretty damn good. Yeah.
With,
So I mean
Peter Cullen and Frank Welker.
Yes. So yes, we quoted it. We both could see it in our mind's eye and we quoted it. But it's like, what about
the animation and the choreography was like more than, because they went all out for the movies. Both the Transformers movie and the G.I. Joe movie. Like watching the actual Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah, there's an animated G.I. Joe movie too. Came out in 87.
Not the one with Channing Tatum in the walk?
No, the cartoon.
Oh.
But watching them as Saturday morning cartoons and how they were animated for that, and then watching what they did for the movies when they had like a movie budget.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Though that's actually so wild that you just said that, because Kay and I just rewatched the Bob's Burgers movie the other night. Like,
yeah,
I think it was
it's probably
week.
Like crazy compared
it's
to.
so wild because you haven't watched the movie yet, right? No. So we need to watch the movie still. It's really.
I mean, it's like that for like the Simpsons movie was like that too.
It's so crazy. Like, because it was wild because we literally watched the 3 like newest episodes, and then we were like, I really want to watch the movie. Newest episodes, meaning they came out after the movie did.
Yeah.
We watched those and we're like, let's watch the movie again. Only my second time watching it, which is great. I've only seen the movie 2 times now. Put it on and I went, what the hell? I'm like, this really was made for a theater. This is like a completely different experience.
Yeah, like the scale is so much bigger. I think that's what stands out.
The lighting and the shadows and the like everything.
Because they have Prime gets off the ship. This will be our, one must stand, one must fall. This is too much. Transforms into a truck, drives, knocks a couple guys off the road.
Yeah.
Immediately like jets up and like transforms and flips and iconic.
Very cool.
And then the music.
Right. The music is pretty banger. It's the first thing we said when you mentioned the scene. You got the touch.
You got the power.
So good. Yeah, and then coming back to the quotes too, like the specific, like, because you always say the first part of the one must stand, one must fall, but for me, I think the most iconic part of that is when he says, Optimus, show me mercy, and then he's like, like that's pretty great for
Megatron.
Me. Yeah, you the one who does not give mercy. I always forget it.
You who are without mercy.
Without mercy. That's what it
begs
is.
for it now.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what I always. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like.
And then Megatron tricks him.
Yeah.
And shoots Optimus Prime.
Like, it's so.
Fucking kills him.
It's so That's him, No, you swore.
Bleep it out,
There's
man.
one. That's so funny. No. Anyway, so but yeah, no, he kills him. Where was I going with that? Oh, just the iconicness of the lines themselves.
Yep.
But it's more than that now, because it's not just that it was iconic lines, but that it's iconic lines from the 2 people who have continued to be Optimus Prime and Megatron for
years.
40 years now. Like, it's that good that it's still them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't hear it and say, oh, I love when this no, like, you're saying Peter Weller or
Peter Cullen,
Peter
Frank Welker.
Cullen, Frank Welker.
Yeah.
I did it. That's horrible.
Like you hear that, you know that, you know?
Yeah, and it does those two quotes establish an entire season's worth of character building for those two characters in one scene.
Yeah. So the next question is, why did it stick with you? But we sort of
I think we've
hit
touched
that
on
pretty
that.
well. Now the last question though is, well, first off, when was the last time you watched the movie?
It's been a few years, but not terribly long ago. Maybe 5 years ago.
Actually, the better part of this is, when was the last time you watched the full movie? But when was the last time you watched that scene?
Oh,
because
probably like
like a week
probably
ago.
Like a week ago.
You constantly watch that scene and post it in Discord all the time. So this next question's a little bit easier to answer, but it's would that scene affect you differently today? And it's like, no, because
No.
you watch it all the damn time.
Like if I was seeing it fresh for the first time?
Sure, we could do that instead, yeah.
But I would have had the knowledge of everything else Transformers up to that point.
Maybe let's take, I don't know, you know what? Let's take it
Like
as someone who
Bayverse
doesn't
and-
know what Transformers is, which seems really tough in today's climate to not know what Transformers is. But let's say it's someone who knows what it is but has never really seen it. How do you think that would hit somebody nowadays? Do you think it would actually even matter?
I think it stands so well to establish those characters and set up the conflict.
Okay.
And the music and the animation holds up so well that I think you can just put that scene up and be like, hey, you don't know what this is? Check this out. You can make a Transformers fan.
Yeah. I can see it for sure because I've seen the movie, but when Joey shows me the scene, I'm always like, man, I really gotta watch that movie.
Rewatch it.
Correct, rewatch it. What's really funny is we had an episode a while back where we were like, let's make a live adaptation or whatever, and you were like, we're like, what movie do you want to do? And you're like, this. And we're like, oh, what would you do different?
It was
you're like,
just,
it was just the
Transformers.
beginning. It's everything before the movie. And it's like, you fucking asshole. It's just a different movie. But I just realized in my head, I wonder if what you were saying is just Transformers 1.
Yeah, well, no.
What? No.
No, because Transformers 1 is like...
They're on Cybertron.
Yeah, and they're young. It's like the start of the Autobots Decepticon war.
Yeah. Which, it's funny that we just brought that up because I think Transformers 1 is one of the first, prime in the meta Transformers movies that isn't Peter Cullen.
It's Chris Hemsworth and
I don't remember
someone
who
else
plays
voicing Megatron.
I don't remember, but it's somebody else for sure. I have to go look it up, but it's Chris Hemsworth and somebody else, which is weird. I don't know about weird, but it's definitely odd. I think the only other time you get people who aren't, that it isn't Peter Cullen and Frank Weller, is some of the spin-off TV shows.
Well, live action Megatron is Hugo Weaving, at least for the first 3 movies. I don't know if Welker voiced him in
I
the
thought it was the other way
Bayverse at
around.
all.
I thought he was the first 2 or 3, and then it was somebody else.
No, it's Hugo Weaving in the first couple.
Oh, see, and that's poo-poo. How dare they? But even Alan...
the first movie Megatron has 3 lines, maybe.
Oh yeah, because he's hidden the whole time.
Yeah.
Because what do you think? Because Alan Tudyk also just got has a chance to be Optimus Prime as well.
Yep. In the Nick show.
Yeah.
Whatever that one is.
Yeah,
or Spark.
Yeah. So yes, yeah. So it's interesting. But yeah, so we've sort of talked that one to death. And
you've tried to avoid.
I've tried to avoid my turn pretty hard. But I guess it can come back to me eventually now.
Hunter, what's your one villainous scene?
My one villainous scene?
I don't know. That's a YouTube topic. We could make a video essay.
About villain.
One
I will
villainous
say
scene.
we've done villain stuff a lot.
You don't have to do a villain.
No, but I have been sitting here trying to think about what kind of scenes and stuff I want to talk about, and it's tough because again, I do want to say stuff that's good, but I also don't want to be like, oh, Hunter, you had so many other good options.
I'm just gonna go again.
No. No. It's also like I have a movie I want to pick, but I know that we're looking at it, and I don't want that to be the reason why I pick it because we were just looking at it. But I would say let's go with Men in Black.
Okay.
And
we were just looking at that.
Exactly. That's what
we found VHSs.
We did. We found VHSs of them today. But I'm gonna go with Men in Black, the first one. And what scene do you think I'm gonna pick?
Probably Jay's testing scene.
Testing scene. Which one?
Well, I was talking about the whole thing where he's testing to become, but if I had to boil down to a specific scene, I bet it's the one where he grabs the egg chair and drags it across the silent room.
Nope. Okay. That's a great scene, but it's not the one I was going to pick. We do talk about that one a lot. But no, it's not the one I was going to pick. It's actually when, so my movie is Men in Black, and the scene is when Jay and,
J and K.
Okay, thank you. Why do I want to say M? There must be an M in a different movie. But anyway.
I think M is in the second one.
Something like that. So anyway, Agent J and K.
L.
Yeah, maybe. So J and K, they go to the pawn shop, and he's like, I need the weapons. And then and all the weapons come out, and they're like, and he's like, oh, damn, and they go over there. And
he sold a Series 4 deatomizer to
yeah. See, like that scene in itself is so, like, even that's
he
really
grows
good.
the head back.
Yeah.
Jay's like, oh.
He's like, oh my gosh, why did you? And then he's like, what? And the head grows back, and okay. So that's the scene. So if you don't, so obviously Men in Black. There you go. There's your scene. They're in the shop, and they're whatever. Oh, we sold a deal. Yeah, blah blah blah. We got it all that. Now it's not necessarily the quotes that I think get me right. What's the next question? Sorry, go. How old was I when I first saw it? That's the
age of.
That's a great question. When
it probably came out when you were a wee lad, so you probably saw that secondhand.
I want to say I think I saw it on TV because we had TV.
TBS probably or TNT.
I bet it was TBS. Maybe, I don't know. One or the other. But I definitely remember seeing it on TV, and I want to say it was like 08, maybe 10 potentially. And I remember just like being downstairs and watching it on the living room TV. Like we were just channel flipping, because we had Time Warner. Man, remember Time Warner?
Before it was Spectrum.
Right, yeah. And you had that huge remote with the big, I was, flipping through, and I think I literally just saw Will Smith, and I was like, I want to watch this movie. and then I just, and I watched it, and obviously it was really good. So yeah, I think it was about that time. So I don't remember I can never remember my age on those years, but those years. What's the next one?
Time Warner years.
Time Warner years.
What specifically grabbed you about that scene?
Okay, so that's where we'll get to that. So it's not like because there's very funny quotes.
Do you need me to tell you the criteria?
No, I'm good. Those are just
the list.
They're potentials. Yeah. It's not really the quotes.
What scene do you think I would say from Men in Black?
The one with the chair? Because you said it. No, actually.
You know it. I already did it in the Patreon section once.
A dead man came in.
Man came in here today.
A dead man.
A dead man.
See, in that scene, it's like all about the quote, right? So the reason why I picked this scene is it's not for like the quotes or anything, which, all that stuff that's said in that sort of scene, because it's a little bit longer. It's more than the quote. I think the reason why I really love that scene is because it's right after Jay gets like inaugurated in very quickly, by the way, because he's like, we're putting you through this quick, kid, because we got things to do. And like Jay is still like in this sort of like it's real, but like it ain't real to me yet.
Yeah.
And when you go in there and he shoots his head off and Jay goes, "Pooh!" You know what I mean? That's when it gets real because
he's a cop. You don't just go in and shoot a guy you're questioning in the face.
And his head grows back, and that's when Jay's like, this is not the job I thought it was, you know, and then after, like, it's just one thing after another with that scene where it's the unexpected. Like, he's like, it can't get crazier. It gets crazier. It can't get crazier. It gets crazier. And it ends with them running outside, and he's got the cricket. Boosh! And he all the way
And
across.
he's still
into
pissed off that he has it, right?
Yes.
Because Kay has the Series 4
The
deatomizer.
big gun. And
I get this
He's
little midget cricket.
yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, like, I think it sort of shows the, like, one, the absurdity of Men in Black, but then also Jay's, like, realization of, this is way crazier of a job than I really thought. Like, I knew there were aliens, but, like, oh my gosh, like, it just doesn't get better for him. You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like a constant struggle. So yeah, there's some more. What are the next questions on there?
Why did it stick with you?
So all right, I don't think I went over why it stuck with me. Oh, man, why?
I bet it was because Hunter was in Jay's shoes and he wasn't fully on board with this alien world yet.
Man, that's a deep callback.
This shit's easy, dog.
I too was an alien and felt, you know. No, why did it stick with me? You know what? I wonder if it stuck with me a bunch just because, like, the scenery as they're going, like, because they're in New York, right?
Yeah, New York City.
Yeah, they're in New York City, and like the buildings and stuff. It really reminded me of where I was at the moment, like where I lived. And I was like, it kind of just feels a lot like home. And I think that's why, because any movie that's in New York, I'm always like, yeah, I love this shit because it's in New York. Because, you know, there's other movies.
That man's name was Hunter.
Yeah, I know that guy. Oh, bagels, you know, like, it's, you know, so it's interesting. So I think maybe that's it. Like, it just sort of looked and felt familiar, I think, is why it sticks with me. Yeah.
Do you think it would affect you the same way today?
Oh, it would definitely make me laugh. I almost just my butt off. It would make me laugh my butt off.
He
I'm
had
sure.
to stop himself from doing the second swear.
It would definitely make me laugh my butt off for sure. Still, I bet. But I'm wondering how well the movie stacks up if you had no idea what Men in Black was, and whether it was the first one you were seeing, or if you had watched like the Crims Hemsworth one and then someone told you there were other Men in Blacks. So I think that's maybe the toughest part is that, like, it has to be the first one you see, because if it's not, I feel like you don't get into it as
I think
much.
it does a lot to, just like we were talking about with Transformers, establish the characters and the world very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Because you get Kay, who's the veteran Men in Black agent who's been doing this for years.
Yep.
Very much has his feet under him, has seen all of this before.
Yep.
Is very dry and deadpan.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Jay, who's sort of this hot-headed, you know, loudmouth.
Mm-hmm.
Was a cop the day before.
Yep.
So has that sort of perspective. There's, you know, it shows the age gap between them and how they deal with it.
Yep.
And then
Thinks he knows everything.
you instantly see the rules of this world and how you interact with it.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I bet it would still affect me the same way. I think if I hadn't seen it and it was still here, because it's crazy. That's also a movie I've watched within the last year. You know, it's not a movie that I haven't seen in forever. But yeah. All right. So next, yeah. Wow. We actually might be able to do two each, or we can go into the meta questions. But let's see.
I didn't even bring a meta quest.
It's not like that. Keywords for YouTube.
Well, if there's only one more to do, I guess I'm gonna go swing for the fences, and say Quint's monologue from Jaws.
Oh, where they're drunk?
Mm-hmm.
It's so long.
Yeah, but it's good, and you see everything for that character in that monologue.
trying to put myself in my shoes again of when we watched it, because we watched it for your birthday.
But yeah, they're having a good time. You know, they're drinking. They're comparing their scars that they've gotten over their years of being, you know, sailors and fishermen, and
Yeah.
you know, they're having a good time. Quinn and Hooper toast each other to their leg scars.
Yep.
And Brody is sort of off to the side. You know, he's enjoying himself listening to these guys. All he's got is his little appendix scar
Yeah.
that he doesn't want to talk about. And he notices, you know, a scar on Quinn's arm, and the mood instantly changes.
Yeah, because he goes back to him being in the war, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
they're out
he,
in the ocean.
Oh, that's a tattoo. I had that removed. And
Yeah.
just, you know, tries to end it at that. And then Hooper quips back at him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, it said mom.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Ha, ha, ha.
And Quint just reaches out. It's just a very fatherly sort of,
Should have pulled up this.
like your
monologue so you could
dad's
read
like, all right, you've had too much sugar, son.
it. Too much sugar.
Back it down.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to have to beat you in public. And he's like, that's the USS Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
And Hooper instantly realizes it because he's a shark guy.
Sure. Yeah.
So he's like, oh, fuck.
Joey, no! Oh my god.
Beep it out.
That's the second one, I think. Maybe the third.
It's two. He's exaggerating.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he goes into the story of the Indianapolis being torpedoed and
Yeah.
then fighting the sharks off.
Mm.
It's just so good. And the way Robert Shaw delivers it and the emotion behind it, and you just, okay, you know, I get this character, I get why he's out here, and I get what he's doing.
Yeah, I remember watching it with you for your birthday. So, how old were you when you
He
first
had
saw
never
it?
seen Jaws before.
Yes, I had.
I was like 6 and watched it on a 13-inch black and white TV.
I feel like we've talked about this before too. And what's the next question? What stuck out to you the most? No. What's the next question? Oh, what specific? Oh, we already talked about what specifically grabbed you.
I
Why
would
did it
say-
stick with you?
So it's one that's grown on me over the years because I watched the movie very differently when I was younger to when I got older, and I started to relate to different characters in different ways. You know, because it's probably the movie I've watched the most times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've probably watched Jaws like at least 50 times.
Yeah.
And I've watched it on the big screen multiple times, and I think like I've dissected each character enough, and it's that scene that I always come back to, where this is something more like Brody's out to do it to protect the island and, you know, the people that he's the sheriff for, and Hooper's out there for science.
Yep.
It's personal for Quint.
It's like personal and sport, I feel like. Because one, he's like, you know, I'm trying to hunt sharks because they
I
were
think
bad to
the
me.
sportsman side of it though is like a facade,
Okay.
right? And then you see the real thing, like this
I
is
hunt sharks
this is the
because
trauma
my
that I've
tragic
lived
backstory.
with. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm an adventurer because of my tragic backstory. Yes.
And what started with, you know, yeah, I'll do this for money. You start to realize, oh, this isn't about money.
Mm-hmm. Would the scene affect you differently today?
Watching it as an adult, yeah, I'd be like,
We literally just watched it
yeah.
a month ago, so
Yeah,
it's really tough to like do that
yeah,
question.
no, like
We just watched it,
Yeah.
so no, it didn't affect you.
it's
differently.
definitely something that has become like a key sort of, you know, that's why I would go back to the movie now.
Gotcha. Okay. I will say, so to mention something about Jaws, I love how, gosh darn it, who's that actor again?
Robert Shaw.
Robert Shaw. Okay. Robert Shaw, when they're first in the city hall and everyone's like, oh, we got to get this. Yeah. You know how I make my living. And I love that scene, and not because of Jaws, but because every freaking
yeah,
TV
it's been
show
parodied
I have
so much.
seen parodies that scene so many times. They're all my favorites. Like Psych has done it.
Yeah.
Sean like tries to scratch his fingers on a whiteboard and it doesn't make any sound. He just goes, he grabs a microphone, goes, you know, and then says you know who I am? you know how I make my living. And someone just goes, who are you? And then like Castle's done it. They're like at the dock and they see somebody got ate by a shark and he's like, we're gonna have to close the beaches. Like so yeah, like it's just like it's just
the
so
cool thing about the chalkboard
iconic.
scene too is like it does a lot to establish Quint's character there too.
Yeah.
Because you can just see like the disdain that he has for
sure.
for everybody there. That's
Yeah.
he's like, except for Brody.
Right.
He's like, Chief.
So yeah, like it's very iconic. It's very, very good. So I've got a scene that I think, yeah, I can fit this in here, and then we can do the other questions. And I might get hit with some stray bullets here, all right?
More strays than that kid at the card shop today.
Yeah. So my movie's The Mummy.
Okay.
And
You're off to a good start.
yeah. But here's what I want to say really quick. So I love Indiana Jones, and I love The Mummy. And this is where people might hate me. But if I have the choice to watch The Mummy or I think any of the Indiana Jones movies, I think I pick The Mummy every time. And it's because I just love Brandon Fraser. Don't get me wrong.
He hasn't named one scene yet.
Harrison Ford is amazing, but I don't know. I just really like Brandon Fraser. So anyway, The Mummy. And there's a lot of good scenes.
He set himself up. He set himself up to catch strays. He didn't have to do any of that. He could have been like The Mummy, and this is my scene.
I just really wanted to mention it because of my scene, and that's when they are they're in the. It's very early on in the beginning. They're in the cave, and they're who is it? Oh my gosh. Somebody does a stupid thing and causes Imhotep to come back. Yeah. And it's very classic, like dungeon delver, archaeologist, sort of like, we're here for science, for education, or historic value, and guess what? One of us is stupid and knows the stories and still does what you're not supposed to do.
Evie was not stupid. She was just curious.
But that's the thing. Curiosity kills the cat. All right? It always does. That
doesn't happen in the cave. That's at the camp later. She steals the book from the other
Yeah, but
team.
they're in the thing.
They're in the area.
Correct. Yeah. Oh, I guess.
I thought you were talking about when they were underground and they opened the sarcophagi.
Yeah.
And the mummy falls out. And Jonathan and O'Connell are like, it's still gooey.
It is still gooey. I do remember that. No, when they... Oh, she does read it outside of it.
Yeah, it's at night. Because remember, the other guy finds the book. And they're like, oh, I heard you guys found a mummy. That's gross. Ugh. And then they go over and steal the book from the other
It
camp.
is out. Okay, they do. She does read it outside. That's what activates Imhotep.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so I was getting the two things mixed up. But either way, it's that whole sort of just, the beginning of the movie, essentially. And it's like, it's so classic overarching of like, curiosity killed the cat and, oh no, here comes the thing because we were stupid.
I think
did something we shouldn't have. And I just think I love how it plays out in The Mummy more than most of that genre.
Yeah. There's some good scenes in there. I love the scene with Benny when Imhotep's got him cornered and he pulls out the thing of holy symbols and starts going through each prayer.
Which one of these will work?
So good.
That's really good too. I do love that. See, like even characters. So then even like, cause in The Mummy, you get villains that like, you've got your side villains and then you've got like your major villains and.
Yeah. Benny's not really a villain. He's just a rat.
Yeah. Like just a little a-hole, and then I also, and like Brandon Fraser is, he's so cocky and not cocky. Like he's like his persona is very like, don't be stupid. Yeah, I know how this works. What have you done? We can, just all, and then constantly he's very Jotaro.
Mm-hmm.
Good grief. You know what I mean? Like, here we go again. just like all that kind of stuff. It's very, very, very good. But yeah, I would say I think The Mummy. And then the first time I saw The Mummy, I was probably, honestly, I don't know, maybe 14, 15. I don't know what year that was. Don't ask me.
Again,
then,
probably on cable because I think it came
Yep.
out in '99. So
I definitely
you
saw it
would've
on
been a
cable
young
for
man.
sure. Definitely saw it on cable for sure.
I saw it in theaters.
That's pretty cool to have seen that in theaters, actually. And then we talked about what grabbed me. Why does it stick with me? You know what's funny? Because I was talking about Brandon Fraser the whole time.
Yeah, you were just talking about
But-
Brandon Fraser. You were glazing Brandon
Oh,
Fraser.
yeah.
You weren't talking about scenes in the movie.
No, I think what actually makes that movie stick with me though is Imhotep and how freaking amazing he's
Arnold
done.
Fastlove.
Yes, he's
I think
so. I don't know if that's his.
Faslow.
We'll look it up. Yeah. Put it on the
Put
screen.
it on
May.
the screen, man.
He looks so amazing.
Yeah,
And like just the, that's
it's
what's
really
in my head
really good.
when I remember The Mummy.
Most of the
Imhotep.
the effects hold up.
Yeah. Yes. And that's really great about The Mummy is that it does.
I mean, there's some that are starting to show their age to some of the CG, but a lot of it was a mix of practical and digital over it to enhance it.
But that's why that movie sticks with me is because of Imhotep for sure. And then the last question is, would that scene affect you differently today? I think if I had never seen The Mummy, the way it would affect me is I would go, who are all of these actors? Who are all?
Why are all these people beautiful and have such good chemistry?
Yeah, who are these people? For sure, because that's crazy. Because I feel like a lot of people don't. Well, now that he's back in like the mainstream, like people like if you were to show like my niece and nephew,
prime Brandon Fraser and Rachel Weisz were a smoke show.
Oh yeah, like wow,
they had such good chemistry together, and everybody else in the movie.
Oh yeah, so great. But yeah, there was the lull where there was a time where nobody knew who any of those people were. You know what I mean? Like you'd be like, this person, who the hell's that? You've never seen XYZ, you know what I mean? And they're like, what?
They'd be like, you journey to the center of the earth,
Yeah.
you mean the rock?
100%. Yeah. So we're kind of at the, I think there's one question here to sort of
A question. These questions suck.
No, it's just we kind of answered some of them.
We answered them already.
Do you think everyone else sees the scenes we talked about the same way we do?
I think everybody's media literacy is different. Everybody sort of takes media in a different way. But I think, like, I'll go back to Transformers. I'll go back to Men in Black. Scenes that establish rules and lore and character, I think, are read very similarly by most audiences. And that's why those scenes are, like, memorable, because they're like, oh, it builds everything in just a few minutes.
Yeah, I think you're right. Everyone's media literacy is a little bit different. I think for the most part, people will see them about the same way we do, but there's obviously those people.
Tell us
who
in the
don't,
comments how you saw those scenes.
Yeah.
Watch them right now.
Speaking of the comments, tell us about your unforgettable scenes from movies that you know and why you like them, and answer the questions that we
And why
posed
you
to
put a like
ourselves.
on this video.
Yeah. So yeah, read us off that stuff. And do you think we tend to remember what kind of scenes do you think we tend to remember the most? Is it like action scenes or villain reveals or music driven moments? What sort of scenes do you think? Like just really quick, think of a bunch of scenes. What's the most thing you're seeing right now in your head?
I think, yeah, establishing is good. I think huge moments.
That's what we're sort of remembering, as you say.
Yeah, because, like, I would think, Scar killing his brother.
Damn.
In The Lion King,
See,
that
that didn't
comes
pop in my head
instantly. Anton in the gas station with the old man, and
See, that didn't pop in my head first either. See, I know all the scenes. I love them. But when I'm like scenes, what I see in my head is all the like Three Stooges type shit. No, I swore.
that's three.
All the like Three Stooges type stuff, right? Where it's like, you know, someone getting bonked on the head with something, or like in Mulan, you know, stretching out oh my gosh, help me. Mushu, you know, like that kind of stuff. And like that's what's in my head.
Wrong lever, Crumb.
Yeah, like that, you know what I mean? Like those are the first things in my head. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Older and Dumber, the podcast about two dumb friends just trying to watch some movies on this planet we call Earth. But thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again next week. And of course, a huge shout out to our sponsor,
Checkpoint Gaming Lounge, the gaming lounge where friends are found. You can come down and play all around on vintage consoles that make weird sound. At the Arnott Mall in Horseheads, New York.
Bow. The logo goes on my hand. Bow.
Make sure you like, comment, sub,
and
put it in, May. We found it.
Anyway, guys, see you next week.
Instead of making us look like asses, not putting it in.
No, I didn't stop recording, Joey.
That's for
Ah.
dipshits. It's me, Joey, aka Slooty Mage.
I'm Hunter, voice of Hunter Taylor.
And I'm Carter, Eagle Eagle. We're
Older and Dumber.
Every Friday, we drop wisdom, humor, and a whole lot of nonsense. You won't want to miss it.
Become a patron today for as low as $5 a month. Get early access to all our episodes and exclusive behind-the-scenes looks at all the things we're doing and May's super secret editing notes.
Shout out to all our awesome dipshits. Your support really helps keep this madness going.
Join the crew. Be a dipshit. It's an exclusive club, and you're invited.
So Dipshits mark your calendar every Friday for a dose of Older and Dumber craziness. See you there.
Fade to black. On my stand. Fade to black.